How's it going, guys? Promoter Rage here. And if you're anything like me, you've been wanting to kill Araxxor here for a while and just haven't been able to do so. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a guide on how I was able to get Araxxor down for the first time. Now let's go ahead and start off by talking about what kind of stats you want to have when fighting Araxxor. Now in my opinion, having 90 plus in the combat style of your choosing would be most beneficial. It can be done with 80, but again, 90, anything 90 and higher would be beneficial. Of course, 95 and higher for prayer for your curses, 96 and higher for herb lore for overloads, and then 96 and higher for your pack yak to take additional food with you when fighting Araxxor. Here's the gear and equipment that I ended up taking with me to fight Araxxor with. Now, if you don't happen to have Noxus bow, that's perfectly fine. You can go ahead and swap that out with dual ascensions. And I did have a pack yak full of rock tails as well, so just keep that in mind. Now I did end up bringing a pheromone to make Araxxor weak to the combat style that I was using, so that's something else that you can take into consideration prior to going to Araxxor. Now I did want to let you know that your saving grace for the Araxxor fight is going to be Anticipate and or Freedom. You do want to use that before Araxxor uses its special attack in order to prevent some of the effects from taking over you, like Cocoon hitting you with damage over time for too long, or Araxxor pulling you in for the cleave. So just keep that in mind when fighting Araxxor. Let's go ahead and talk about Araxxor's special attacks, which he does after every 5th auto attack. Now the first one of the specials is called Cocoon. Now what Cocoon does, it wraps you up in a web and you have to spam click in order to get out of the web. It does deal damage over time, so you want to get out of that pretty quickly. Araxxor's next special is his web shield. Now you do want to be careful with this since it does reflect any damage that you deal back onto yourself. This will heal Araxxor. Now once his shield does go back down, you're free to go ahead and start attacking and getting his life points down like normal. Araxxor's final attack is his cleave, which will pull you in for a big melee attack on you. Now this is preventable by using Freedom or Anticipate prior to him pulling you in, or you can simply, once pulled in, walk away from Araxxor in order to prevent the damage. There are 3 things during phase 2 that you're going to have to worry about. The first of which is making sure that you have at least 60% of the acid bar filled up prior to leading Araxxor up the ramp to have the acidity break the ramp for you. Now the other thing that you want to look for is every once in a while he'll go ahead and spawn the one-hit spider, which will one-hit you if you are in the area while it blows up or if it touches you. Just like I did here, if you happen to see 3 eggs spawn, go ahead and run and stand on top of it. Araxxor's attack will go ahead and deal damage to the eggs, preventing spiderlings from emerging from the eggs. On top of the other 2 phases special attacks, during the 3rd phase, it's going to take another path and take its special attack and add it to this phase. Now here you are going to see the darkness come, and I have a chance to stand in the light or tank out the damage. Now if I would have gotten path 1 in conjunction with everything else, then it would have spawned 20 spiderlings. The ones that you want to look out for and kill first are the pulsing spider, since it heals Araxxor, and then the mirror bag, since the mirror bag deals damage back to you. Now during phase 4 up until 50,000 life points, Araxxor is going to go ahead and use all these special attacks from the other phases, so be sure to go ahead and use Anticipate and Freedom for those. Just make sure to prayer switch, and at 25,000 life points for Araxxor, make sure you have 100% adrenaline. That way you can burst her down and at most get hit by 1 bounce of the core. Now with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a full Araxxor kill. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time.